pull down Chainsaw Man girl edits. It's basically a manga animation of all the Chainsaw Man female characters. It basically looks like this. So I thought to myself, I should remake this on CapCut. So that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna remake this only using CapCut and Ibis Paint. So we're gonna turn this little picture right here into this bigger animation. There's also gonna be multiple steps to this tutorial. Step number 1, removing the background. Step number 2, cutting out the body parts. Step number 3, blinking animation. Step number 4, mouth animation. And step number 5, we're gonna put everything together. We're gonna add some head movement and some hair animation as well. A little side note, this tutorial, we're not gonna talk about the CC, composition, lighting. We're not gonna talk about that. It's only gonna focus on the animation itself. So let's get started, shall we? So step number 1, removing the background. You can do this with PixArt, you can do this with background eraser app. There's a lot of apps that you can do this with one click. For this example, we're gonna use Ibis Paint. We're gonna use the Magic Wand feature in Ibis Paint. It's pretty simple. You click on the feature and then you click on the background. This is gonna create an area around the character. So all you have to do now is pick up the eraser tool and just erase around the character. And once you're done with that, you can remove the selection area. And after that, you can just erase manually just the parts that are left. As you can see, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just using the eraser tool to finish everything up. So once you're finished erasing the background, you can save as transparent PNG. So step number 2, we're gonna cut out the body parts. So this is very straightforward, so we're gonna go fast here. But basically, we're gonna select the eraser tool and we're just gonna cut out the parts that we want to move. So as you can see, I erased the head out of the character and we're gonna save as transparent PNG. Next up, I cut out the body of the character and I save as transparent PNG again. Next up, we're gonna start cutting out the hair out of the character. So we're gonna go to the left side. We're gonna cut this part, we're gonna save. Next up, we're gonna move to this part of the hair, we're gonna save. Then we're gonna cut out the middle one, we're gonna save as well. And then after that, there's 2 parts on the right side. So we're gonna cut them out and we're gonna save as transparent PNG again. So we have a total of 5 parts of the hair in total. Also, the next thing I did is I cut out the mouth out of the character. This is gonna help for the mouth animation later on in the video. So next up we're gonna do is we're gonna erase the hair out of the character. So we're pretty much gonna make the character bald. You can do this by using the pen tool in Ibis Paint. So just coloring the rest of the hair in white, just like I'm doing. So the goal is to get rid of the hair. And I also got rid of the mouth by coloring it in white over it. So just to recap what we have right now, we have the head, we have the mouth, we have 5 pieces of hair, and the main body. Step number 3, blinking animation. So first thing first, we're gonna put the green screen behind the image. So to do that, we're gonna import a green screen image, and then we're gonna put the image as the first layer. So it's gonna be behind the character. And then after that, we're gonna merge the layer down. So we're all set to go now. So for the blinking animation, we're gonna duplicate the layer. Then we're gonna make the first layer invisible. So make sure you stay on the second layer. Then we're gonna pick up the eraser tool. We're gonna start erasing right under the eye, just like I'm doing. This part is extremely important, so make sure you are accurate. So after you're done erasing the area under the eyelid, it should look like this. And we're gonna do the exact same thing for the other eye. So we're gonna erase everything under the eyelid. So once you're done, here's what it looks like. So the next step I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make the first layer visible by clicking on the eye icon, just like this. And make sure you stay on the second layer. So now we're gonna pick up the liquify pen. So now the goal is to close the eyes with our fingers. So we're gonna start at the top, we're gonna swipe down. So you can close the eyes, you can close the eyebrows, and you can also test out the strength to see if it actually looks good or not. So that's what I'm doing, and as you can see, it looks pretty good. And we're gonna do the exact same thing for the other eye as well. So I'm just gonna close the eyes just like I'm doing. And now I can test out the strength once again. So if you're satisfied with the result, we can move on. So next up, we're gonna start creating some frames. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put the strength to 0 and I'm gonna save the image as transparent PNG. After that, I'm gonna put it to 10%. We're gonna save it 20%, 30, 40, 50, all the way up to 100. So every 10% basically. So you should have a total of 11 pictures in your camera roll. After that, we're gonna open CapCut. We're gonna put all of those 11 pictures in order in a new project. And we're gonna reduce the length of each clips to the absolute minimum, so 0.1. And we're gonna do this for each clip. Once you're done, you can export the project. And after that, we're gonna create a new project with the same video we just exported. So if you wanna make the character blink, we're gonna have to go to the speed. We're gonna upgrade the speed